interesting. All right, blah, blah, blah. They have a whole introduction. Here you'll see the attorney started off a short time ago in a galaxy not so far away. Defendants made it clear. Yeah, the attorneys are having fun. Attorneys are always showmen.
Well, I would like to preface. I want to interrupt just a little bit. Interject here. Keep in mind that they might not necessarily think they could win. They're going to win because this is a publicity stunt and a grifting opportunity, especially how many connections she has on social media with influencers. She's connections with Elon Musk. The Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, they have Alex Jones. They have Elon Musk. They all know each other. They could actually message Elon Musk. This is a perfect grifting opportunity, especially for Elon to say, I'm going after Disney. And Elon's also salty at Disney because they pulled their ads from Twitter. So Elon was also looking for an in to like throw shots at Disney. So even if their heart of hearts, they know they're not going to win this. This is a publicity stunt, obviously.
Yes.
So they're going to be winning by all the promotion they're going to be going against Disney. But the one thing I will say, you have a right to sue, and I'm fine with her exercising a right. I don't know if there's any, and we'll go back to Voltaire, but keep in mind the grifting a part of this angle.
Yeah, and everybody try to be dispassionate, try to be agnostic when you hear this, because it's really interesting if you think about it. Now, Max is right. There is a publicity part to it, but I'm going to tell you something. If they get past, spoiler alert, if they get past summary judgment, Gina Carano is getting a big settlement.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, okay, so they do this thing, again, attorneys, this is whatever, and they talk about her background. I'm not going to get into that. Look, they even cite Kathy Kennedy. Even though the force is female, defendants choose to target a woman while looking the other way when it came to men. Very important, right? What is that relating to, everybody?
Pedro Pascal.
And then I know Bruce is going to want to interject when you get to Carl Weathers because he's not very happy.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So why are they pointing to Pedro Pascal?
Because he's a man and she's a
no.
woman?
No.
Well, because he was talking about immigration, and he was told to stop, and he stopped.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything since that.
Yeah, as far as we know, outsiders looking in, there was a difference. As much as we know that, I believe Gina had warnings, and then Pedro did stop after the event. So we don't know if he was told.
Voltaire asked us to be fair. So from these guys' perspective, it would be that they both did the same thing. They both posted something they believe in on social media, and one of them got fired and the other one didn't.
But I know after the trans backlash, she did other stuff after that. Whereas this
COVID,
is just facts. This is just
the
facts.
mass. There was a lot of
backlash. There wasn't anything. But there wasn't anything else after Pedro.
It wasn't like it was just.
And
one
she
thing.
started appearing on Geeks and Gamers.
It wasn't just like it was one thing. It was a series of events that led to that.
A lot of events, and Pedro at the end, Pedro listened to the company and he stopped. He hasn't said anything.
So
we don't know for a fact that he was warned, but he stopped. That's what we do.
So all that is correct, right? Mm-hmm. But the key is what Perp said and what Taladia said. What did I say about at-will employment? As long as it's not discriminatory. So what's her theory of the case? I'm a woman. I got fired. Look at Big Pedro Pascal. He didn't get fired.
Can they do a double whammy? Like, I'm a conservative woman. Is that a type of thing?
Chris, you are right. That's why I corrected and say, as far as we know, we don't know for sure. We just know he stopped. We know he stopped. I mean, it's subjective, but I haven't seen.
We'll get to that in this complaint, everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
This complaint is well written. This is Elon Musk. He said that anybody who's been fired for being kicked off of Twitter, for something they post on Twitter, he'll provide a legal defense. This is not some half-ass law firm, everybody. All right. Yeah. So she's just the first one to take him up on.
But I will say this. I have worked, I worked law enforcement, and guys I work with have been fired for their social media postings while I was there. It's nothing new. This is a thing. Companies look at your social media.
But the difference there, though, Voltaire provided at the beginning, though, is the law in California that protects people, right? A little bit.
So yeah, Bruce Fur's correct, but there's also there's that, and there's also Bruce Fur. If you're going to start doing that to people, you better do it across the board, right? I always tell my clients,
then it's discriminatory.
Correct. Yeah. My clients always ask, "Can I do this? Do you do it to everybody else?" Yeah. Okay, do it. No, don't do it.
Because that's the biggest argument is it's keep the same energy towards everyone. And it seems like and a lot of people that are right-leaning, they say the left gets a pass.
Was she, because we're right about everything.
Was she fired or was she not picked up for a new contract?
That's the biggest question I have too, Bruce. Yes.
This is
because it's very different. It's very different if the other project that they were developing in the New Republic, they didn't actually have her locked down for a new contract yet. But let's explore that. Okay,
also,
go ahead.
Her contract was up for 2 seasons. She only signed up for 2 seasons.
We don't. It seems like she was working on getting a new contract for a new show, and they just didn't hire. It's like the James Gunn effect. I worked in James Gunn. We didn't fire her. We didn't hire her. We didn't fire her.
Listen, Anthony's point and your point, Max, those are very valid. What did I say you have to do to pass summary judgment? I need to do discovery. Mm-hmm. Right? I need to depose people. I need to get all the documents to prove that whether or not there was a contract or there was talk of a contract or whatever. But anyway, remember, this is how you look at these things, right?
I think that would be if she could prove that she still had left on her contract and she was fired.
Yes, they had an agreement.
It seems like they were going to give her a new contract to develop a new show, is from my point of view, but I have no facts. I have no receipts on that.
This is addressed in this complaint.
Completely different story debating whether that's true or not. If she had a contract already or was starting a new contract.
One more thing before you continue. I think Max just brought that up about James Gunn. They fired James Gunn for his tweets.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see Disney's lawyers bringing that up.
That's true.
As a counter argument to hers.
Yeah, Disney's different than other studios that have kept. That's true. That's a good point, Bruce. Yeah.
We also look at what figure drawing here says. Said she was warned. She had chances to quit. Political stuff. Pedro chilled. He's right there. We also heard. Now, granted, we don't know all the details. None of us were there, but we also heard that her representation and her and Disney all had a sit down, and that she signed an agreement saying she was going to cease that kind of activity.
I don't know about that part.
That's what we were told. And then when she did it again and got fired,
her on that one.
Her representation dropped her after that too, because they went to bat for her and got her this deal with Disney.
I would like the receipt on that, because that's significant if that's accurate.
If they told her, as figure drawing said, if they told her to stop with the political stuff, can't she make a case that she did get fired for her political views?
Bingo.
Yeah. That's where it gets tricky.
That's the code section, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I don't think there was that political. I think it would have been more anti-Semitic than political.
Okay. Well, look, I'm going to tell you, this complaint addresses all this stuff. Actually, it's really well written.
Well, let's give the floor to Voltaire again.
Well, no, this is important to have discussion in between, but all this stuff is addressed, and this is elevated compared to what other channels are going to do. Everybody, all right, and then again, but the rule of law still reigns over defendant's empire. They get into all this kind of, all right, this is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Okay, so they talk about in her post, she expressed her personal political views, opinions, and belief. Retaliation for Carano's exercise of her speech rights. Defendants terminated Carano's employment and took other retaliatory actions. Now, her speech rights, she has no freedom of speech against a private company. There's no such thing, but that's not what they're saying either. But I just don't want that interpreted.
What are they saying there then? Exercise her right.
No, they're just they're going back to that other code section, perp. That she's exercising her right to talk about politics in general outside the office, and they're nailing her for it.
What about the how would that meeting that she had with trans people to express why it hurts?
They discussed that in the complaint.
Because how would that be? I'm interested to see how that would be perceived by the courts, like that an employer asked for her for sensitivity training and she refused. I think it would be kind of sort of like that sensitivity training for her, and she refused. Does an employer have the right to ask for something like that? I don't know.
Well, it depends what was in her contract that she signed. We don't know what was in her contract.
We don't know what was in her contract, and certain types of training your employer can force you to do, like sexual harassment training, right? Okay. But political stuff and that kind of thing. But anyway, okay, so they talk about where her career was going. First, blah, 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 blah. There was an interesting part here. Okay, so look what they started doing. Defendants prominently feature Carano when promoting the new series as part of the launch of Disney's new streaming service, and she starts posting articles. This isn't the thing that upset you.
Okay.
So her salary was $25,000 per episode. If anybody's interested in that,
and of course, typical TV.
Yeah. Okay, Carano was. There's something. Where is it? Just one. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Well, it was in 2020. I thought it was in 2020.
Okay.
Give him time to cook. Give him time.
Okay. Here. Now listen to this, everybody. Okay. In November 2020, Jon Favreau, creator and executive producer of The Mandalorian, informed Carano that her life is about to change because Disney has approved a new Star Wars spin-off entitled Rangers of the New Republic that would feature Carano's Cara Dune as one of the lead characters.